Okay, I'm going to do an introduction to this Arduino Uno Q, and this is said to be the 4 gigabyte version. This one. I actually bought mine direct from Arduino. It was about $65 including the tax. The shipping for me from Arduino was free. This is the box it comes in. I'm going to talk about using the Arduino IDE, the traditional IDE, standard IDE, for this Arduino Q board. I see on YouTube that some people have had a lot of trouble with this. So I want to explain how I got it to work up to this point. There are several basic introductory sketches under examples. Once you've installed the Arduino Uno Q library, then you've got your basics for Arduino, and then you've got these more of these, which I've just tried a couple of them for the Q. And so far they work. LED matrix has 3. It's got the basic, it's got the one that came with when it booted up immediately, and then it's got the video, which is kind of an animation. And these all work for me using the standard Arduino environment. Now, there are some additional ones that I really want to try, like these for servo and stepper and for TFT. So we're going to talk about all that. The fact that unlike some people who can't get the Arduino standard IDE to work with this board, and I'll give you the STL file, the blueprint for this case. I just thought I'd print it up while I was waiting for the Arduino to show up in my mailbox. And it has some issues. This opening needed to be lengthened. You'll have to work on it. And I had to repunch the holes here. But I'll give you the blueprint in the description of this video, a link to my Google Drive. I had to convert this file type that I found on the internet to an STL file. I had to find a file converter. I'll give you the whole folder with the original files and the my conversions to STL so that I could run it through my slicer and get my G-code. But basically this is the right size and it fits and works all right. Okay, so this is another sketch with the Arduino Uno Q that comes in the examples, and it mentions include this LED matrix. I had to go to the libraries and find that. I thought that I'd have to find Bad Apple and another secondary library, but those appear to be included with the Arduino LED matrix sketch. Now, the issue that I had initially was, how do I know that they sent me the 4 gigabyte version, which I paid for, with 32 gigabytes of storage, and I don't see that marked on this board. I don't see it marked on the box that it's 4 versus 2 gigabyte. So I asked ChatGPT, and they said, no, there's no 4 gigabyte. There's no Arduino Q, Uno Q. There's an Arduino R4. Well, then I went to Grok, because if I don't get a good answer, I go to some other. So I went to Grok, and Grok says yes, and the way you can tell the difference is the board will have screen printing that says 173 if it's a 4 gigabyte, and it says 162 if it's a 2 gigabyte. It's on the flip side of this is where that screen printing is. Well, it's really small printing. Take my word for it that it says 162 at the end right here. Well, 162, according to Grok, is the 2 gigabyte. Sorry. Yeah, 162 is a 2 gigabyte. So that tells me I got cheated. But then I looked at this, and it says 173. On the box. It doesn't say 4 gigabyte, but it says 173 SKU. So I'm going to assume that this is the 4 gigabyte version. Also, it says you can, it gave me all this stuff about if you really want to verify it, you can go into Linux and do a search right here. Linux environment, and then it'll tell you, type that in, it'll tell you if you got 2 or 4. Well, I'm not going to do that. I'm not a computer programmer. But I'm assuming that this is 4. But that tells me that they're not screen printing the proper ID on this board in Taiwan. It says made in Taiwan somewhere here. So maybe they just haven't updated that yet. What I haven't done, and I'm not going to do, is try to use the app for this in order to make the computer part of this board work. I just wanted to know, can I make the standard Arduino IDE work? And then later, if this is really buggy because it's just released and they get the bugs worked out of it for the single board computer, then we can do that later. But for right now, we've got a $65 board that does animations, and it's an introduction, and it's expandable if we want to use it in the future and if they get the bugs worked out of it. So we're going to continue on using the standard Arduino IDE because I've been able to get it to work. I know some people I respect on YouTube can't get it to work. I'm a noob, but I figured out that if I just go straight into it, do not activate the app lab. Don't do that. Just go straight into it with a board as you would any other Arduino board. It seems to work so far. So there'll be more on this.